All right, you guys, good morning. We're going to do some stuff on decimals today. We're going to do some multiplication. Looks like I popped on just a little bit early, so I'm going to give it a minute and then we'll go ahead and get started. All right, you guys, welcome. Hope you had a good weekend. We're going to work on multiplying decimals today, kind of straight decimals, and we're going to work on a couple word problems that'll incorporate some multiplying of decimals. So you might get a problem like this, 63.9.7.0. And the biggest thing when we multiply decimals is make sure that we line the decimal points up. So let me show you here. So we're going to do 63.9 times 7.0. So you can see that in this case, they're in the same line. So we always want to make sure those decimals are lined up. And then one thing I find that really helps, even when you're doing regular multiplication, is to kind of use these columns here. That way, all our numbers stay lined up. So we do a multiplication problem here. The 0 times the 9 is going to be 0. 0 times 3 is 0. 0 times 6 is 0. Then we move over. The 7 times the 9 is 63. We want to carry the 6. 7 times 3 is 21, plus the 7 is 27. And then 7 times 6 is 42, plus 2 is 44. So we add this all up, we're going to get 0, 6, 7, 44. And what we need to do is remember to bring the decimal down right here. So it'd be 447.60. And that 0, we really don't, you can put that there, you don't have to put it there. Because anything that's 0 really is 0. It's just if you want to put it, you can. And this one I just forgot, I would have put one more column in. Okay. So if we did this 63.9 times 7.0, first thing you want to maybe do is bring the decimal down there. I brought it down with these columns. It's really up to you how you want to do it. I know columns tend to help us stay a little more organized. So let's do another one here. Let's say we have 12.5 times 5.7. Okay, and I want to put the columns in. I'll put one extra one in just in case. Remember, the decimal is going to go right there. So we have 7 times 5 is 35. So I want to carry the 3. 7 times 2 is 14. Plus 3 is 7. Then we want to carry the 1. And then 7 times 1 is 7. Plus 1 is 8. Okay. Then we want to move over here. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry the 2. 5 times 2 is 12. We want to carry the 1. And 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 1 is 6. Then we just are going to add. We're going to have 5. That's 12. Carry the 1. That's 11. Carry the 1. So it's 71.25. Okay, because remember, we just want to keep bringing the decimal down. So the most important thing is to always bring the decimal down. Okay, let's do one more here just so you guys get the hang of this. If we do 7.3 times, we'll just do 4.2. And if you look at this, even before we start, if we're doing 7 times 4, it's going to be 28. So when you get your answer, it should be something a little bit more than 28 because it's a little bit more than 7, a little bit more than 4. Just so you get an idea, if we went back up to this one too, we saw that it was 12 times 5. So 12 times 5 is going to be 60, but it's a little bit more because we have 12 and a half and almost 15 3/4. So, it's going to be a little bit bigger than 60. And this one, we know it's going to be a little bit more bigger than 28 because we have a little bit more than 7 and a little bit more than 4. So let's try the columns again. Remember, the decimal is going to be right there. So in this case, 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 7 is 14. And then we have 4 times 3 is 12. Carry the 1. 4 times 7 is 28. Plus 1 is 29. So we're going to get 6, 6, 1, 30. So we get 30.66. Like I said, it was going to be close to 28. It's a little bit bigger because we have numbers that we're using 7 1/3 and 4 1/4. So it's going to be a little bit more than 28. So the important thing is just to keep bringing the decimal down all the way. If we didn't use the columns, let me just show you 7.3 times 4.2. We're going to bring the decimal down. Okay. So it's really, you want to always make sure that the first thing you do is bring the decimal down. Okay. I suggest using the columns. It helps keep you organized so you're getting numbers in the right spot. Okay. So I want to do a couple word problems that are going to do multiplying decimals just so you guys get used to, because there will be some word problems on the task test. So if this says Ben bought 12 goldfish, each goldfish cost 98 cents. How much did Ben spend? Okay. So what we have to take out of this, kind of the important parts of this is, so Ben's buying 12 goldfish. Okay, that's a number that's important. And the other one that's important is they cost 98 cents each. So it's a multiplication problem. So we're going to do 12, 12 times, oops, hold on here. Something's going on with my pen here. If we did 12 times 0.98, because he bought 12 goldfish and they cost 98 cents each. So what we're going to know before we do this is it's going to be less than $12 because we bought 12 goldfish and they were $1 each. It's going to be a little bit less than $12. Okay. Because if they were $1, it'd be $12 exactly. So what we'll do here, we'll do 12 times 0.98. And we can let me put some zeros in here so we get some perspective. We can do 12.0, $12.00 times 98 cents. Okay. Well, let's get some columns in here. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this. So we're going to have 8 times 0 is 0. 8 times 2 is 16, carry the 1. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 9. Okay. Then we're going to have 9 times 0 is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 1 is 9 plus 1 is 10. So when we add this all up, we're going to get 0, 6. We're going to bring the decimal down. That's 7. Carry the 1. So it's $11.76. So if $11.76. And that makes sense because remember, 12 times $1 would be $12. So it's a little bit less, okay, than $12. You're going to have $11.76. Okay. And let's do another one here. If it just says, what is the product? Remember, product was one of those vocabulary words, and product means multiplication, okay? Product of 96.5 times 2.5. So if we just look at this at face value, 2 times 96 is going to be about 190, would be 192. So we know our product, in this case, it says product, which means multiplication, is going to be a little bit bigger than 192 because we have a half and a half. So just so you basically, when you get your answer, you want to know you're in the ballpark, I would just, multiply times 2 times 96, and that's going to be 180 times 12, 192. So it's going to be at least 192, okay? Let's go ahead and do a multiplication problem here now. So if we have, oops, let me get it black. It's going to be easier to see. 96.5 times 2.5. Remember, I want to try to, I'm using the columns, you guys. If this is confusing for you, you don't have to do it. I just like, when we first start, it helps us keep us organized. So 5 times 5 is 25. Want to carry the 2. 5 times 6 is 30 plus 2 is 32. We're going to carry the 3. And then 5 times 9 is 45 plus 3 is 48. Okay, now let's get rid of these numbers here. Then we're going to have 2 times 5 is 10. We're going to carry, oops, it's going to be 10. We're going to carry the 1. 2 times 6 is 12, plus the 1's 13. And then 2 times 9 is 18, plus 1 is 19. So it's going to be 5, 2, 1. We're going to carry the 1 here. 5 times 9 is 14, carry the 1. So it's $241.25. Okay. And remember I said it's going to be about 100 and it's going to be at least 192, but remember we had a half in there too. So it's 96.5 plus 2.5, and those halves brought the number up. So whenever you see the word product, you guys, in a word problem, I want to go back up, that means multiplication, okay? So if you see a word problem with product, be like, okay, I know that's a multiplication problem. And we covered kind of those vocabulary words. I think it was 2 lessons ago. Those are going to be important when, on the test when you see some sort of word problem. Okay, let's do another one here. We'll do one more here. So if it says, what is the product? Remember, product's going to mean multiplication of 12.2 times 5.3. Okay. And once again, if we look at this, 5 times 12 is going to be, it's going to be at least 60. Okay. So if we do 12.2 times 5.3, and remember this is a multiplication problem, we're going to have 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 1 is 3. 5 times 2 is 0, we're going to carry the 1. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11, carry the 1. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. It's going to be 6, 6, 4. So it's 64.66. Okay. Remember, the decimal just keeps coming down. If you draw kind of a line down, it's going to come down to right there. Okay. So we will continue to work on some of these word problems. If you don't want to use the columns, feel free to do it. Just like, just make sure that whenever you're doing decimals, that you're lining the decimals up. That's the most important thing. So when we did this, if we did 12.2, 5.3, the decimals always have to be lined up. So make sure the decimals are always lined up with each other, and then it's just a straight multiplication problem. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day. I will see you guys again on Wednesday. I will post some practice for you guys so you can work on some multiplication of decimals. All right, have a good day. Bye.